everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beginner Baking with me. Today we are going to be making pretzels. Now this is it takes a long time to make these, about 2 hours. So it's gonna be kind of a long video, but I hope you can watch it. So the first thing we are going to need is milk. 1 1/3 cups of milk. I'm gonna go get out all the ingredients and I'll tell you them later. Okay, so now that I have all my ingredients, we're going to put in 1 1/3 of a cup of milk. And you want to be careful that you don't spill it. There we go. And there's all the milk that we will need. Next, we need 3 tablespoons of water, which is in here. Remember, 3 tablespoons of water. Next, we need 4 teaspoons of cooking oil. So you're just gonna do it over the bread machine and put 4 teaspoons of oil. Two, 3, 4. And there we go. There is 4 teaspoons of cooking oil. Next, we need 4 cups of flour. There's 1. 2. 3. Now if you just have like a little bit of flour left in there like this, you can always just kind of like pour it out like this. There we go. The 4 cups of flour. And I'll refill that later. Alrighty, now we need 3 tablespoons of sugar. Right here. 3 tablespoons of sugar. And 1, 2, 3. Now salt. We need 1 teaspoon of salt, which is right here. Now I'm gonna go wash the teaspoon. Alrighty, so now that you've washed the teaspoon, we are going to add the salt. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna go wash it again. It fell on the floor, so I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so now that I've washed it again, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. There we go. And now yeast. We need 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. So we need 1/2 teaspoon of yeast and a full teaspoon of yeast. And there we go. That's all the ingredients that we're going to need in the pretzels. Next, we're going to be rolling them out, cutting them, boiling them, and then baking them. And you want to set your bread machine to dough. And it'll take about 1 hour and 40 minutes to mix. So, we're going to let that mix, and then we're going to be doing the other part. So, see you in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so now that our dough is done, we're going to lay out a sheet, and we want to get out a rolling pin. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on here and kind of spread it around. And this is so the dough won't stick to it. We're going to take the dough out, kind of flatten it a little bit. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on top, and then roll it out. And we'll make sure we roll it out so it's nice and big. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to stretch it out, so I sometimes kind of do this to help stretch it out, and it works. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit, flip it around, and roll it some more. Come on this side, and then make sure you get it all around. So it's nice and big. And take it and kind of stretch it again. Just kind of take it like this and flip it again and roll it. And sometimes you might want to put a little bit of pressure on there to help stretch it. stretch it out some more. And once you feel it's big enough, you can stop rolling it out. Like this. Okay. Now we're going to take a butter knife and cut them into strips. Some of them might be kind of small, but it's okay. They still taste good. And there's two. And you can make them thick, you can make them skinny, you can make them however you want to make them. And there's four. And you can usually make about 24 of these. But sometimes when I make these, the dough doesn't really want to stretch, so I only get like 14 or so many. So sometimes it can be kind of hard, and you don't get as many as you hope. But it's still worth it, because they're good. And some of them will be pretty big. Like this one right here. This one will be a big pretzel. Let's keep cutting them. The dough can be kind of hard sometimes to cut, but you just gotta saw it. Now let's count how many we have so far. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9. Let's see how many more we can get. And there's 10. If we can get 10 more, we'll have 20. Hmm, 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there is 20 pretzels there. Okay, so now that we have our 20 pretzels, I'm going to separate them out. So they don't stick together. Now that we've got them cut, we're going to get a small container of water, just a small little container of water. You get it from the sink over here. Just a little bit. And you're going to take one pretzel here. And you're going to twist it like this. They might not look perfect, but they don't need to look perfect. And you just dip your finger in the water and rub it in the spot where you want to stick it, like this. And there you go. And then you're going to want to get out 2 cookie sheets to put your pretzels on to bake them. I'm going to go get one out. So you want to get out a cookie sheet like this. And then we're just going to put the pretzel like that. And then we're going to repeat this process 20 times because there are 20 pretzels. To make it go faster, you could get 2 fingers wet and do 2 of them at the same time. Like so. There we go. And I already have 3 pretzels made. Now 4. And we're going to repeat this process. Now I'm going to finish these, and you can do yours. So now that I have 1 full tray of pretzels, you're going to want to put them in the oven for a bake at 400 for 4 minutes. Just 4 minutes. No more, no less. And make sure it's 400 for 4 minutes. I'm going to go put them in. So now that you have your first batch in the oven, you can finish up the last couple of few pretzels. And I'm going to do that. Okay, so now that your first batch is out of the oven, you want to let it cool. And you're going to want to put it over here so it's out of the way of the stove. So now we're going to get out a big pot, and we're going to want to fill it with 8 cups of water. I'm going to go fill it. So now that you have your pot with 8 cups of water, you're going to want to pour a little bit of salt in there. And then kind of just stir it up. going to turn it on high so it gets boiling. And then we're going to boil our pretzels excuse me, for 30 seconds each. And then when the 30 seconds is up, we're going to flip them and do another 30 seconds. Now I'm going to wait for this to boil. And now while your water is boiling, we're going to take one egg and we're going to separate the yolk from the egg whites. And then we're going to add a little bit of water to it. And then that will be the glaze for the pretzels when they're done boiling. So we gotta wait for them to cool off. So I'm gonna go get an egg. And then we'll do the rest. So now once your water has started to boil, you're gonna wanna lay down some paper towels on the other side of your counter. Make sure you clean all the cords. And there we go. Now, we're going to use some tongs and drop in a few. Like 3. And if you have an Alexa or a timer on your phone, you can put a timer on that. And you want to do it for about 30 seconds. And then you're going to flip them. And you're going to want to set another timer for 30 seconds again. Or you could just count in your head. And then once that's up, you take it and quickly put them on the paper towels. Sometimes they might shrink down and look funny. Those you could just feed to your dogs if you have dogs, or just throw them away. And you just want to repeat this process for how many pretzels you can fit in. And I'm going to do the rest of them. And then, so once we have a couple of pretzels over here on this side, once they've cooled, you can take your egg and water mixture and just kind of spread it over them. Like this. And you want to do it quickly because the ones in the pot will need to be flipped here in about a couple seconds. I'm going to flip them. And you want to count another 30 seconds. Now I'm going to finish these. And if you put the egg mixture onto the pretzels, you can take a little bit of salt here and sprinkle it on top. If I could turn the camera around. There we go. Just sprinkle a little bit on it. You can sprinkle a little in your hand if you would like. And do it this way. And you can do that with all of them. I'm going to finish. And now once you're finished boiling them, you're going to put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. And then they'll be done. I'm going to go put them in the oven now. One more thing. I forgot it. You want to put them in there for bake at 350 degrees. just $3.50 for 20 minutes. I'm gonna go put them in. And here they are, fresh from the oven, the pretzels. And they should look about this. A little bit of golden on them. And there we go. I hope you enjoy this beginner baking with me. But first, I have something to say. You should go check out Rustic Pine Creations on Instagram. No, Etsy. Excuse me, Etsy. She sells some pretty neat stuff like these. And little fireplaces. They're really cool. So go check it out. And it's on Etsy. Bye. See you next time.